program, we would be remiss in not acknowledging and asking him to come forward for some comments today, and that is the former President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor, Reverend clergy, Senator Obama, Governor, members of Congress, ladies and gentlemen. I was only too happy to have Hillary speak for our family for two reasons. I could just hear Stephanie saying this is getting a little long and a little excessive. And secondly, I felt so emotional about all the meetings that I see today, I was afraid I wouldn't get through it. First, I want to say that I met Stephanie in 1992 on a hot night in the campaign in Reverend Otis Moss's church in Cleveland. And it must have been 90 outside and no air conditioning inside, so by the time the politicians got through with all that hot air, it was way over 100 degrees. And I came home and told Hillary that I had met a woman who was the prosecutor, would be the first African-American, the first woman prosecutor, and I'd never met anybody quite like her. And that began 16 years of astonishing friendship with, as Congressman Meek said, a steady list of things I could improve upon. Our friendship ended in this long and difficult year, and I couldn't help thinking about Congressman Stokes, for whom we really owe so much. When he decided to retire, I'm grateful that Stephanie succeeded him, and I'm grateful that he didn't retire. He just went on to another job. But when you paid tribute to Senator Obama, I want to remind you of something, Lou. When you retired, I called you and I said, I want to come to Cleveland and pay tribute to you, and you decide how we're going to do it. So he said, okay, we're going to a grade school where one of your AmeriCorps projects is, because I support AmeriCorps, and we will go there and support education reform and these young people who are doing community service. So we do the deal on a little stage like this with a little crowd out there. And then afterward, the congressman and I go down, we start shaking hands with the kids. We start with the 6th grade and we go down to the 1st and kindergarten. We get down to the 1st grade, and there's a 6-year-old Senator Obama who looks at me and he says, "Are you really the president?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "But you're not dead yet." And I mean, you know, he thought the president was George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. A president was a dead white guy. Thanks to you, Senator, no one will ever think that is the definition of a president again. So here's my last Stephanie story. When she knew Hillary's campaign was getting down to the short straws, she wanted to work harder because she never quit on a friend. And she did make me teach her how to play a card game we were playing, and the second time we played it, she beat Congressman Meek and me. And then we were in Puerto Rico campaigning. Now, how Stephanie became a native Puerto Rican in 15 minutes, I don't know. But I'm telling you, she wasn't there 15 minutes for her. She was good at this. She was working the, deal. And the last thing I ever did for her, we went to a jewelry store because I wanted to get a piece of locally made jewelry for Hillary and for Chelsea. And I just saw over my shoulder her looking at this piece of jewelry. So when she moved away, I made sure I got it for her. And she looked at me and laughed, and she said, you know, she said, I really like this. She said, it's not often a man will give a woman a piece of jewelry and not want anything for it. I totally lost it. I have to ask the clergy for forgiveness, but after all, it was Stephanie. And I looked at her and I said, Stephanie, you have given me and our family more. You have given your people and this country more than you will ever know. Like Kendrick said, she had an appointment and none of us knew it. I'm glad we had that moment. And I always so thank God that by just blind accident, on the day she was stricken, at the moment she was, I was with Congressman Meek. So we could share our love and our memories and our grief together. Because she was somebody you need to talk about. You saw that today. Mervyn, thank you for coming to be with our family at the convention. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for remembering one of the finest people I ever knew, a force for good, a force whose love and energy empowered the rest of us. After this day is over, let us remember how we felt and try to give what Stephanie gave us to someone else.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your thoughtful comments. I thought I was going to have to start the music for a minute there. Amen. God bless you. Bless you all. We thank you for your comments. But it is